Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Just Law on Iqra TV. This is the second part to the show. Just before the break, we were looking at immigration law matters, in particular implications of COVID-19. Let me take the next call and then return to this topic. Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Hello.
जी बात करें।
जी आप लाइव है ऑन है जी।
मेरा नाम है अली
जी ठीक है जी।
और मेरे एक दोस्त हैं मेरे साथ ही बैठी हुई फैमिली, वो 2014 में इधर आए थे
जी ठीक है।
और उनकी एक बेटी थी, उस वक्त 9-10 साल की थी, अब वो हो गई 16 साल की। तो उनको 7 साल हो गए इधर।
ओके ऑलराइट।
तो क्या वो केस सबमिट कर सकते हैं?
जी वो 7 years कंप्लीट हो गए फ्रॉम।
हाँ जी।
और
जी।
जो डॉटर है ना उसकी, जो 16 years old है, तो उसका भी वो साथ में आए थे टुगेदर?
हाँ जी, वो साथ ही थी, उसी ने केस सबमिट करना, बेटी ने।
जी वो डेफिनेटली 7 years हो गए ना उसके।
जी
ऑलराइट ओके। और जो डॉटर का केस सबमिट करना है और उसका पेरेंट्स भी साथ में सबमिट करेंगे?
हाँ जी, पेरेंट भी साथ में।
जी ठीक है ऑलराइट। तो वो एप्लीकेशन डाल सकते हैं, जो 7 year बेसिस का जो रूल है इसमें डाल सकते हैं। एज पेरेंट्स एंड द चाइल्ड नॉर्मली उसको टुगेदर सबमिट करते हैं।
ठीक है, लेकिन वो एक दफा वाइफ ने उनकी सबमिट किया था केस, वो रिफ्यूज हो गया था।
ठीक
तो
है
फिर बेटी का केस डाल दिया था।
जी ठीक
तो
है।
उन्होंने पेंडिंग में डाला और हर साल वो साइनिंग पे जाते हैं बस।
जी कोई बात नहीं। तो जो मदर ने अप्लाई किया था ना, वो कितने साल हो गए अप्लाई करने में?
हो गए 4 साल।
हाँ तो वो ये वजह था ना कि जो डॉटर का जो अभी 16 years old है, तो उसका 7 years नहीं हुआ था ना, तो वो केस तो वो नॉर्मली रिफ्यूज ही करते थे।
ठीक है, तो
हाँ,
अब ये 7 ईयर के बाद हम डाल सकते हैं?
100% 2 बार डाल सकते हैं, इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। फिर उसको क्या करना पड़ता है कि जो 7 year का जो रूल है ना, इसमें उसको कंसिडर करना पड़ता है। और मेरी एक्सपीरियंस में क्या है कि बिकॉज डॉटर की एज 16 होगी, वो दे देंगे वीज़ा उसको, डॉटर को भी दे देंगे और पेरेंट्स को भी देंगे, वो डॉटर की बेसिस पे। क्योंकि इस वजह से कि बिकॉज डॉटर है ना जो यूके में आई थी, तो डॉटर वुड बी 9 years old
जी।
अभी 16 होगी। सो जब वो व्हेन द चाइल्ड ग्रोज, तो उसको तो बैक होम का कुछ पता नहीं होता है ना, इंडिया पाकिस्तान जहाँ भी है, उसको 9 years पे तो वो आ गई थी। सो उसका जो मेन जो years है, as they grow up 9, 10, 11, 12, जब उसके फ्रेंड्स बनते हैं, जब they get to know everybody, they get to know the language, सब कुछ है, तो वो टाइम में उसका जो formative years है, they're from 9 to 16। तो लड़की at the age of 16 to say कि आप अगर पाकिस्तान से तो पाकिस्तान जाओ, they won't normally, the judge won't, or the home office doesn't normally do that where child is 16 years old. इसमें ये होता है ना कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर when the daughter came here she was 1 year old और अभी वो 8 years old है, तो वो केस थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है, क्योंकि वो कहते हैं कि 8 year old चाइल्ड को कुछ पता नहीं है कि वो यूके में है या पाकिस्तान में है, तो उसको वापस भेज सकते हैं। इवन दो उसके 7 years हो गए, उसको भेज सकते हैं वापस, बिकॉज चाइल्ड को कोई इट डजंट रियली मैटर, द चाइल्ड इज़ टू यंग, वो तो जहाँ पेरेंट्स है वहाँ रह सकता है। मगर व्हेन द चाइल्ड इज 16 दे वोंट से दैट।
जी जी जी। ये मेरा मतलब ये है कि जैसे 7 साल बच्ची को इधर 7 ईयर हो गए, अब वो कॉलेज जा रही है, अभी कॉलेज जाएगी,
ठीक है,
हाई स्कूल खत्म हो गया उसका
जी।
और हमें वो घर दिया हुआ उन्होंने, और कोई थोड़ा बहुत खर्चा वगैरह दे देते हैं
जी
और स्टैंडिंग पे बुलाते हैं एवरी ईयर
जी।
और बस यही है, मेडिकेशन एड जो बेनिफिट्स हैं वो सारे वो दे रहे हैं, तो बस ये है। तो जाहिर है वो उन्होंने फिर मुझे कहा था होम ऑफिस में, इनको ये बता रहे हैं कि भाई उन्होंने पेंडिंग में डाला हुआ आपका केस।
हाँ वो पेंडिंग में डॉटर का केस डाला है।
हाँ जी वो सारे। हाँ जी।
मदर का केस का क्या हुआ? तो
वो तो रिफ्यूज कर दिया था।
डॉटर का कब अप्लाई किया था?
डॉक्टर का कोई 4 साल पहले।
तो उसका डिसीजन ही नहीं आया उसके बाद?
एक लेटर आया था, उसमें रिफ्यूजल था।
ओके, तो दोबारा सब केसेस डालने पड़ेंगे टुगेदर
सबके बेटी के ऊपर, बेटी के नाम से।
जी बेटी के, वो तो सेपरेट एप्लीकेशंस होगा ना, मदर का डॉटर का सेपरेट एप्लीकेशंस होंगे, मगर टुगेदर एट द सेम टाइम वो सबमिट करना पड़ेगा।
अब जैसे बच्ची ने 7 साल इधर गुजार लिए तो अब केस सबमिट कर सकते हैं?
हाँ 100% वो करना चाहिए अभी, क्योंकि डॉटर का क्या है कि अगर वो 18 हो जाएगी ना तो प्रॉब्लम होगा, फिर वो 7 year रूल से उसको तो वीज़ा दे देंगे मगर मदर को नहीं देंगे अगर वो 18 हो जाएगी तो, मगर टाइम है आपके पास तो अभी।
ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच सर.
Thank you.
very
Okay,
much.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So just before we took the call, and in the first segment, we were looking at the concessions which the Home Office has made in light of the implications of COVID-19 and lockdown as we face today. Now, for example, there are certain scenarios for people who are in the UK, and extensively we looked at how there are concessions relating to finances, relating to spouse applications, their extensions, etc. But there are obviously people in the UK in other categories as well. And we looked at this last week, but let me look at this in slightly greater detail today. For example, somebody who's here on a visit visa and are unable to book their ticket to go back to their home country. Now, as our viewers will be aware, there's very limited flights available for somebody who wants to return, whether it's India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Iraq, Iran, whatever it is. Very difficult to return because the flights are there, but minimal flights, probably running at 5% of normal capacity. So in that situation, what the Home Office has said is that if you can't return because you can't get a flight back, then you don't need to apply for an extension of your visa, pay the fees, etc. All you need to do is notify us that you're here in the UK and you can't return. And if you notify us, then we will automatically extend your visa to the end of July 2020. So that's quite helpful. So people who've been stuck here from March, April, May, June, etc., the Home Office has said that we will extend your visa till the end of July 2020, and hopefully things will be back to normal and it will be possible to get a flight back to your home country. But even if it isn't, up to the end of July, you're okay. Now, if it transpires that there are still difficulties for people to go back, it is possible that the Home Office might say, okay, we gave you an extension to the end of July, we're now giving you an extension to, for example, end of August, end of September. We don't know what's going to happen, but currently as it stands, if you're on a visit visa or any other kind of visa and you can't go back to your home country, the Home Office will extend your visa to the end of July 2020. So that's one particular kind of concession, flexibility that the Home Office has introduced. The other is that there might be somebody who is in the United Kingdom at the moment who intends to go back to their home country and then apply in a different category to come back again. So, you leave the UK because it's not allowed that you switch into this other category. For example, might be here as a student and you haven't completed a degree in the UK, so you can't switch into work permit, the Tier 2 General. So where switching within the UK isn't allowed. Because of the category that you might be here as a visitor, you can't switch into a spouse visa. You might be here as a visitor, you can't switch into Tier 2 General work permit. So certain switching within the UK isn't allowed. Now what the Home Office has said is, what we're prepared to do is disregard the rule on switching. We will allow you to switch categories. Although previously we've said no. So if I give you an example, somebody who's here as a visitor, who has a job offer from a proper sponsor who's licensed, who is going to be taken on a work permit like a Tier 2 General, normally they would go back to their home country, go through the whole process of applying from abroad and then come back in. Now, what the Home Office is saying is, look, you don't need to do that. We will allow you to switch within the UK. So that's another concession that the Home Office has made in light of the implications of COVID-19. So it is possible. Obviously, the requirements will still need to be satisfied, but you won't need to go back and come back into the UK. So that again, that's helpful. The automatic extension of visas just by completing an online form. You don't need to go back and switch where you can't switch and reapply. Just do it from here. The only problem with, I think, the approach that's been taken is that some of the concessions have taken a long time to be introduced. So there's been a period of uncertainty, specifically the uncertainty that's been caused by the rules relating to spouses, which we looked at before. Now, just on immigration matters and the implications of COVID-19, as I keep on reiterating, the Home Office does say if you can't leave the country, you can switch in country, but there's some confusion relating to whether if you simply need to extend your visa, whether you are allowed to live here till July, not extend your visa, whether you're allowed to rely on those concessions. My view is that there's nothing in the current guidance which says if you are extending your visa, then you don't need to do it on time. You can leave it till July or anything of that nature. My view is it is quite simple. If you're in a visa category, your visa is going to expire, you should make the application on time and get your application in. The online application, the payments, get it in on time and extend your visa. Now, there is a related problem. Obviously, those who are familiar with the system will know, once you've applied, you need to get your fingerprints done. Now, I appreciate that that second stage of the application process, where you need to get your fingerprints done, that's closed to new applicants. So those who have completed the online process in May, who are completing the application process now in June, they're not able to get to the second stage, which is to get the fingerprints done, get the photographs taken and the passport scanned at the visa centre. The reason for that is the visa centres are still closed to new applicants. The capacity that they have for old applications which are cancelled is quite limited. But be that as it may, if your visa is expiring, you should look at applying on time, get your application in, make the payment, and when it's possible to book the appointment later on at the visa centre, then obviously at that stage book your appointment at the visa centre. So that's where we are basically with immigration matters, and in particular with the implications of COVID-19. Obviously, as our viewers will be aware, today, 15th June, shops have started opening as well. So things are sort of getting back to normal slowly. And hopefully, as far as immigration matters is concerned, hopefully over time in the coming days and months, things will go back to normality as well as we know it, or used to know. That brings us to the end of the show. Inshallah, we'll be back next week on Monday at 6 o'clock. Until then, Assalamu alaikum.